Well, then in 1998, Devin is born.
Yes.
This is your second child?
Yes.
Okay. Now, right around this time, you're leaving Oakland. You're going to Las Vegas?
Absolutely. Well, going back and forth, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Because Las Vegas, you know what I mean, as like Franny or, you know, some of the DJs out there in Vegas like to call it is a place that's, you know what I mean, where the Bay, where we go to. Whereas in New York, they might go to Atlantic City, we go to Las Vegas. You know, It's just a drive away, maybe a 9-hour drive, but it's a drive. But for me, it meant it was a whole new lifestyle for not only just me, a whole new life, period. Not just a lifestyle, but a whole new life and opportunity for not just me, but for my friends and my family as well. Mm-hmm. I always joke with them now is that they're like, well, I'm like, aren't you guys happy? Why are you smiling or whatever, right? And they're like, I said, the only thing I could think of coming from East Oakland is that we all ended up with a swimming pool. You know what I mean? Right? And for me, you know, my cousins and of course my family and everyone has swimming pool, no matter how big it is, no matter how small it is. In Vegas, we were able to get the bang for our buck, and and you know what I mean? It was like paradise. So that's what I looked at Las Vegas as an opportunity for us as a family. Of course, boxing, that came later on.
Well, right, because right around that time, you're trying to get into the music industry.
Right.
And you had actually met Tupac before.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Through Richie Rich?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Through Rich. Rich, you know, Rich is a good dude, and he's a what 40 calls a pillar in the community.
Agreed.
In terms of, you know what I mean, just the overall, from the guys from the streets to music. You know, he's been a bridge to us all. You know what I mean? And he introduced me to Tupac on a couple different occasions. Him and Tupac used to spend a lot of time with each other, you know. And of course, Yolanda Whittaker, Yo-Yo, also was a friend of Tupac and a friend of mine. So there was also a connection.
Yeah, you could say that. I'll just leave it at that. You said something interesting in one of your interviews. You said, if you're really from the soil, Tupac could have never been a blood.
Well, you know, and that's being a Oakland native, being a guy from East Oakland. We don't have Crips and we don't have Bloods.
Correct.
So it's impossible for me to go around the world and and to show back up and say I'm from Oakland and I'm a Blood. Right? It just doesn't happen. And that's why it goes back to that peer pressure. Peer pressure can happen at any age, at any business, at any form. You know, whether it doesn't mean that you have to be in the streets. You can be in corporate America and you're being pushed. You can be in Hollywood. You can be in music and you're being pushed to put out a particular message by your peers, right? And I said, okay, well, we've all been through that. And I'm here to speak on it and say, you know, it's okay to say, okay, that's what I used to suffer from. But as a full developed man, I think you start making decisions that are, you know what I mean, men make decisions that affect your family, you know, and affect your community. And you're more responsible about those decisions. And of course, Tupac, I don't want to say anything against him that the people might not like, you know what I mean? But it's a conflicting message. Being from Oakland and being a Blood and being with Suge and these things. I've been with Suge, you know what I mean? And he never made me feel like I wanted to be a Blood.
Right.
But Suge did tell me one thing that resonated with me when we were going on a meeting. And anyone knows that, you know, you want to be prepared if you're going to go on a meeting with Suge. You want to be informed. And Suge said, look, little bro, we going in here with these clear people, and I don't want you to think that we need to do anything but be ourselves. And I don't want you to let them down. He said, little bro, you go in there and be you, and I'm going to be me, because that's what they're expecting. So, you know, I learned a lot. That with him at this time, because he's mogul status, And you know what I mean? And never did I ever want to go into a meeting and disappoint those that were waiting to meet me.